Mariko Tamaki and Max Raynor continue Psycho Pirate's rule over Arkham Tower as Chase Meridian begins to piece together that something is very wrong with the facility. Mariko Tamaki focuses us on Chase Meridian this issue, showcasing a little bit of her past with Gotham's vigilantes, mainly Batman and the Riddler, being that she was in Batman Forever, but mainly focusing on her side of the story regarding what happened in the riot last issue. I love how much of this story is a slow burn mystery and it's not relying on larger action set pieces to keep the plot moving forward. Instead, and fittingly for the book, there is a lot of detective work at play, and the heroes are beginning to piece it all together and how everything fits together and what exactly Weir's plan is. Up until now, Psycho Pirate hasn't really been a full-fledged villain, more just a con man trying to get his payday, but here he really felt properly terrifying as he manipulates Chase into feeling shame and embarrassment, which is quite messed up. Those are like feelings that are very personal to people, so for someone to come in and just defile that and mess it up for someone is really quite fucked up. Max Raynor's artwork continues its character-focused direction, upping the tension a bit more with some great close-ups that fill the page, adding a sense of claustrophobia to the story, while also giving us small moments of classic Bat Family actions sprinkled throughout the issue. Detective Comics issue 1052 continues to explore the mystery of Arkham Tower, focusing on Chase Meridian this issue while continuing to deliver some solid detective work from the Bat Family. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Detective Comics issue 1052 heads to the past where Dr. Chase Meridian is the subject of one of Riddler's games, left to hang on a giant question mark covered in bombs. Batman soon arrives, hoping the Doctor trusts him, but Chase knows she can't as Batman grabs her hand, knowing that she can as he jumps from the crane, firing his grapple hook at a nearby building as the bombs go off, obliterating the crane behind him. In the present, Chase contacts Nakano's office, looking for a meeting since she has some contention in her reports before Chris moves forward with the tower. She has to leave a message, so she explains her concerns about the expansion and what that means for the current patients, hoping Chris will call her before she hangs up, writing out an email to Weir knowing that they need to meet. Later that day, Chase has a session with Helena as Psycho Pirate continues keeping everyone calm, but his concentration breaks and all hell breaks loose in the tower, with a nurse videoing some of the violence as Anna battles Dick, remembering who he really is. Chase does what Helena told her and calls Dr. Frau, getting her voicemail, so she quickly leaves a message about how seemingly calm patients are all violent now, having seen Helena battling another patient who wants the doctor dead. She thinks that the patient's violent histories are not disappearing from their subconsciousness thanks to the medication, but they are staying and being presented to them as movies. Not knowing if Weir or Ocean are doing it, but they are definitely not curing these patients. Weir finds Roger, making him put the mask back on and get everyone to stop the riots, making everyone forget about everything that happened. Sometime later, Chase is woken by a staff member who tells her that there was a gas leak and some patients and staff got lightheaded and fainted. Chase tells them that they are okay, asking where Weir is as Roger tells Tobias that he had to stop everything quick, as Weir asks if he turned that power on him as well, since he can't remember what happened. Roger says that he had to work fast, telling Weir everything that happened and it's all fine since he fixed it. In the cave, Oracle tells Batwoman that Dick called in about something going on, but then 6 minutes later he called back, saying he found himself with bruised ribs in the cafeteria floor. Kate asks if they have surveillance yet, but Barb knows they don't, asking when Kate's next shift as Dr. Frau is. She knows it's later that night, finding a message from Chase on her phone as Spoiler arrives, knowing they need to talk to Nightwing. Weir meanwhile learns that Chase got a message out about what's happening, knowing it's another of her many messes. Oracle meanwhile finds that Kate's undercover identity was just fired by HR for breaking patient confidentiality. Kate is called by Chase, who apologizes for leaving the message previously, knowing that it was just a gas leak and she overreacted and she feels embarrassed. Kate tells her not to be embarrassed, but before she can say anything, the phone hangs up. Kate knows that that didn't sound like Chase at all, as Psycho Pirate influences the woman, making her feel embarrassed and shamed. Kate knows that the previous voicemail sounds like Chase Meridian, and what she heard her talk like just now sounds like the same thing that was affecting the patients. Bat Family begin to piece together everything, thinking that thanks to the patients seeing movies about underground cities and killings, maybe it's some out of out-of-body connection to their past. They look at who Chase was seeing in her sessions, as Kate knows that one of her patients was Siphon, and he worked for the Party Crashers, and Spoiler thinks that maybe their base is an underground city. Somewhere under Gotham, the Party Crashers hear something as the Bat family assault their drug deal operation, quickly taking down the villains and finding the boxes of Numb. Spoiler thinks that it was very nice of them to keep the Numb pills in the Arkham Tower boxes, allowing them to trace them back to the tower, as Batwoman knows they just now need to figure out the rest of what's going on. Helena meanwhile knows that something is wrong, and she remembers being in therapy but then nothing. Anna comes by talking about how they are in a movie and that's why they are all talking about movies. Helena begins to remember battling Nero, thinking that it was a movie about a man who thought he was king, as under her bed, Helena has left herself a message in blood, telling herself that Psycho Pirate's hold is breaking.